Thanks for tuning in. My name's Kayla,
And my name is Qasim.
and a few months ago, we just finished up a US wide 4 month van life road trip.
We wanted to make this video um, to share a bit about why we decided to experience the van life in the first place. And maybe you're someone who wants to experience a similar thing. Maybe you too have questions and experiencing confusion and wanting the kind of freedom that we wanted before this experience. And we know that everybody have unique reasons to experience their lives a certain way, and today we like to share ours.
And before we dive right in, I want to give you guys a little bit of a background about why we decided to quit our jobs and live in a van full time. So the story began in March of 2020. Right when COVID started, I ended up losing my job. A couple months later, he actually got a job in Seattle, Washington. It was a really great opportunity, so we decided to move there. And my plan while I was there was I wanted to transition into the world of dietetics and hopefully land a registered dietitian internship later down the line.
So this job transfer was actually my first corporate job at a big tech company, and this was actually also the same time when Kayla and I discovered psychedelics and responsibly experimented with them. I won't go too much into the details of our experience here, but it did radically open our perspectives and what was important to us. So about 6 months into Seattle, I slowly started to notice that I was becoming kind of miserable. Um, I and for two main reasons. The first was that I knew that I was getting this fake sense of success, and what I mean by that is there's a narrative that I sort of bought into that if you graduate from a really good school, get a six-figure job into a well-known brand, and that somehow will enrich your life. I did not find that to be true for me. Actually, my experience was quite the opposite. Uh, because I found that money wasn't necessarily fixing or helping my existential problems. I found that sometimes I would actually hide from my problems by just working behind a desk. The second reason why I think, in retrospect, as I'm reflecting here, was that I found a lack of meaning in work. Growing up, I've always had this entrepreneurial spirit, and my consensus were that I would go into this job and be able to bring the change that I wanted to. But instead, it was quite drudgery, Excel spreadsheet type work that I had not known that I was signing up for. And deep down, deep inside my heart, I knew that I was not being the best that I could be.
So for me, it was kind of along the same lines. I I got a job that in dietetics, and I felt it was like really stressful, and I found myself just being very anxious throughout the day, even into when I got home, and it really affected my life. And it kind of made me question like my passions for life and whether or not those were still the same. And I just started kind of questioning everything. And also the time commitment, the 9 to 5, the like having to be in one place, in a certain place every single day at the same time. It really made me crave that time back, and really made me crave autonomy just with my time and my life. So now that we've given you guys a little bit of context about our lives at the time, we wanted to cover how we discovered van life and why we chose to take the leap. So it all started with car camping. Those few trips, we discovered that the nomadic lifestyle gave us a sense of freedom that we hadn't really experienced before.
And we both knew that had we not taken this experience, um, it is something we would regret later down the road. Making this transition was especially hard for me. I worried way too much about finances and frankly cared about what other people thought. And so we both decided that van life for us was going to be an experience, not an identity change. Over time, and perhaps after a few more psychedelic trips, we both realized that there was a lot more going on in life than just having a good career, job, and a nice place to live. And we both had existential questions like who are we and why are we here? What is our unique purpose in life? So one day we both just got fed up with work to explore, to wander, and to get clarity. So it's been about 3 months since we've ended our trip, and we can both say that this was one of the most amazing experiences of our lives. We both learned a ton and definitely ended the trip with newfound perspectives. Um, Perhaps two of the takeaways that we learned were first that it's equally important to balance the spiritual aspects of life as it is the practical ones, and second, that we ought to wander just as much as we gotta be efficient.
Yeah, to end this video, we want to vocalize how fortunate and how grateful we are to have had this experience and to remind you that this experience was true to us. So, in the comments, if you could relate to this video in some way, please let us know. Give us any video suggestions you would like to see in the future, and please like and subscribe. See you guys next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.